Hi, I'm Oli Harper, this is my studio in Bristol, and my new single, No Chemistry, featuring Mickey Shiloh, is out April the 3rd on Enhanced Records. Here's how I made it.
Feels like you don't feel me, there's no chemistry.
So I generally start my tracks kind of playing around with some chord progressions on the piano, and then once I have an idea of where the direction I want the track to head in, then I move into Logic and kind of get the foundation laid down. So for this track, I knew that I wanted to make a kind of dancey, kind of bass heavy kind of drop. So I started out just by making these drums. Just kind of simple house drums. And then once I had them in, I made this bass. This bass is just a sub, which is Serum with a triangle wave, and then I've just got a few effects on here. I've got Decapitator doing a bit of saturation, OTT tightening up a bit and cutting out the highs. And then an EQ, just removing some of the top end. Then on top of that sub, I've got 3 layers of Spire. A layer of FM8. And a layer of Serum. And all of these have the bass cut out so that it doesn't conflict with the sub. Then I bounced down this bass into an audio file and just reversed some of the notes, which are these bits up here. So that sounds like this. So you get that kind of reverse effect going on. Then on the whole of the bass, I've got some glue compression from this CLA 3A, some more OTT, some saturation, and some reverb, which I've just cut the lows out of. And then my sidechain. And I use this Cable Guys shaper box for my sidechain when I'm doing house stuff, fall to the floor stuff. And it's got this cool multiband feature. So I've got a split at 436 hertz. So I've got different shapes on the lows and the highs. So on the highs I've got this shape, which I use on basically all the instruments except for the bass. And then on the lows I've got this shape, which is just the opposite of what I have on the kick, so they don't conflict at all. So as soon as the kick fades out, the bass fades in. Which keeps it really clean. So then once I had the bass and the drums together, I added this brass instrument, which is just an audio sample from Kashmir's sample pack, and then 2 serum layers. And they've just got all of the lows cut out and some side chain, same side chain as the top end of the bass. And finally in this section, just some effects. So altogether that sounds like this. And then for this second part, for the second 8 bars, it's basically the same, but I've just added in this offbeat hi-hat and this ride that's pitching up, which I did with Logic's pitch plugin, just automating up. And that's also got some sidechain on it. Once I'd finished this instrumental, I knew that I wanted to get Mickey to sing on this. I've worked with Mickey before, and she's an amazing singer, and she works really quickly. So I sent her this instrumental and kind of an idea of how I wanted the vocals to sound, and she sent something back within a week, so then we were able to move forward with it. Okay, so once I got the vocals back from Mickey, I put them into this vocal mixing project, which I've just got a bounce of the instrumental underneath and then the vocals above. I won't go in depth on my vocal chain because it's quite long, but I've basically just got some EQ, some saturation, quite a lot of compression, inflation, and then some limiting at the end, and then some delay and some reverb that is sidechain compressed to the vocal.
Something's off between us.
Sounds like this.
I don't know who you are anymore. What has happened to trust? Why don't I know where you are? And I can't feel.
And on top of the instrumental, that sounds like this.
Something's off between us. I don't know who you are anymore. What has happened to trust? Why don't I know where you are? And I can't feel you here when you're laying near. There's no path that's clear when you're in my atmosphere. I can feel when you're next to me, feel when you're close to me. Feels like you're far away. I can feel when you're close to me, feel when you're next to me. Feels like you don't feel me. There's no chemistry.
So once I had that all sounding really nice, I knew that I wanted to have a vocal chop on top of the drop. So the way I normally go about making a vocal chop is I take kind of phrases that I like from the fully processed lead vocal and just kind of arrange them in different ways on top of the instrumental. And so I came up with this. If I turn off the effects.
I can't feel you here. Feels like you're far away. No chemistry. I can't feel you.
And then I just put, or then to process the vocal, I format shifted it down with Little Altar Boy.
I can't feel you here.
And then I bounced that down to a new track, and I've just got some more effects on here, some echo, some delay, some reverb, some OTT. I've also got this little chop here, which is the same thing, just with Little Lost Boy pitching it up an octave and then format shifting it up a little bit, and the mix down a little bit. So altogether that sounds like this. So once I had the full vocal mixed, I then bounced this down into stems and took it through to the mix master project, which I'll show you next. So this is the mix master project, and in this I just do a bit more processing to the drums. I've got some New York compression, which is just an EQ cutting out the mids, and then SSL slamming it. And then I mix that with the original signal. And then that's got a little bit of saturation on it as well. Other than that, it's just some small levels changes and EQing to get everything to fit together a bit better. And then all that goes into my master chain, and that is pretty much it.
Feels like you don't feel me. There's no chemistry.